Have you ever told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow? We've all been there, right? That comfortable little lie we tell ourselves while scrolling through our phones, lost in games, putting off the important stuff. Well, today, I want to share a story about a boy named Liam, who is the king of tomorrow. Liam was a master daydreamer. His world was built on pixels and notifications, while his real-life responsibilities gathered dust, chores, tomorrow, homework, definitely tomorrow. He lived in a future that never seemed to arrive. But one sunny afternoon, his life took an unexpected turn. His grandfather, a man with wise eyes and a gentle smile, came to him holding a small, elegant hourglass. "Liam," he said, his voice soft but firm. "This is your most precious treasure. This is your time. Once the sand runs through, you can never, ever get it back." Liam just laughed. "Oh, Grandpa, you're so dramatic. Look at me. I'm young. I have all the time in the world. I'll get serious ... tomorrow." His grandfather didn't argue. He just smiled a knowing, almost sad smile, and turned the hourglass over. "Just watch, my boy. Watch closely." As the fine, golden sand began to cascade from the top chamber to the bottom, his grandfather spoke again. "Each grain of sand is a moment, a second of your life. Some people spend their days letting these grains slip away without a thought. They scroll, they wait, they say tomorrow. And then, one day, they look up and are shocked to find their hourglass is empty. All those moments, all those opportunities, ... gone." Liam fell silent. He watched the relentless, steady fall of the sand. Each tiny grain seemed to whisper a countdown. It wasn't just sand. It was his morning, his afternoon, his evening. It was the book he didn't read, the skill he didn't learn, the conversation he didn't have. For the first time, he didn't see an endless ocean of time ahead of him. He saw a finite, precious resource slipping right through his fingers. A profound realization washed over him. Every excuse, every tomorrow, was a grain of sand he could never get back. The weight of all his wasted moments suddenly felt very, very real. Something inside him shifted. It wasn't a sudden burst of magical motivation. It was a quiet, firm decision. The next morning, Liam didn't hit the snooze button. He got up. He made his bed. It was a small act, almost insignificant, but it felt like a victory. He finished his chores before his mom even had to ask. He opened his textbook and started on the chapter he'd been avoiding. The hours he used to lose to mindless scrolling were now filled with purpose. He started learning to play the guitar, an old dream he'd shelved for one day. He spent time helping his grandfather in the garden, listening to his stories. He started sketching, filling notebooks with ideas instead of just passively consuming content. He was building, creating, and living. The change wasn't overnight. There were still days when the lure of the phone was strong, when laziness whispered sweet nothings in his ear. But now, he had the image of the hourglass burned into his mind. He would look at the clock and see the sand falling, and it would be enough to push him forward. He learned that motivation is a fickle friend. It comes and goes. Energy levels rise and fall. But time is a relentless force. It doesn't care if you're tired, bored, or uninspired. It just keeps moving forward. Months turned into a year. Liam looked back at the person he used to be, the boy who lived in a perpetual state of tomorrow, and he barely recognized him. He had not only caught up on his responsibilities, but he had surpassed his own wildest expectations. He was at the top of his class. He could play a dozen songs on his guitar, and he had even won a local art competition with one of his sketches. He was happier, more confident, and more alive than he had ever been. He hadn't found some secret life hack or a magic pill for productivity. He had simply learned the most fundamental lesson of all. He had learned to value his time. He often found himself sharing this lesson with his friends when they complained about being bored or putting things off. He'd say, "Think about it. Money, you can lose and earn back. Friends, you can fall out with and reconcile. But time is the one treasure you can never, ever get back." Once a second is gone, it's gone forever. His friends would listen, and you could see the same realization dawning in their eyes that had dawned in his. Use it wisely, he'd conclude, or one day you'll look up and it'll all be gone. Don't just dream about your future. Build it, one grain of sand at a time. The story of Liam and the hourglass isn't just a story. It's a mirror. How much sand has already fallen from your hourglass today? This week, this year? It's a sobering thought, but it's also an incredibly empowering one. Because right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can let the sand keep falling unnoticed, or you can decide to make every single grain count. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Just like Liam, start small. What is one thing you've been putting off for tomorrow? Can you spend just 15 minutes on it today? Maybe it's reading a chapter of a book, going for a short walk, tidying one corner of your room, or making that phone call you've been avoiding. The journey from dreamer to doer starts with a single step, a single conscious decision to value your present moment. Motivation will fade, your energy will fluctuate, but the disciplined habit of showing up for your own life is what will ultimately turn your dreams into your reality. Your time is your most valuable asset. Don't trade it for cheap distractions. Invest it in yourself, in your goals, and in the life you truly want to live. Your hourglass is running. Make it count. Thanks so much for watching and spending a few precious grains of your sand with me today. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you make the most of your time. I'd love to hear in the comments. What is one small thing you are going to do today instead of putting it off until tomorrow? Let's inspire each other. See you in the next video.